Morning, everybody. It is Connor. It is another One Leeds video. We're back with your Leeds United news. We're going to have a video later on circulating around QPR and the massive game tomorrow, which once again feels like another season definer. Middlesbrough was, in my opinion, the biggest game of the season at this moment in time. Leeds had to win. Simply had to win. Obviously, with what happened the other night with Leicester City, doesn't really mean a great deal to Leeds United. It's still Leeds versus Ipswich. I think it's been Leeds versus Ipswich for a long time now. Leicester, I think they've got the sights set on the Premier League, but it would be funny if, after all the post celebrations and them going nuts, if Preston or Blackburn just were able to beat them twice. It just would be quite funny, but there we go. Yeah, well done to Leicester. Looks like they're in the Premier League, even though they're only 4 points ahead of Leeds United, but Leeds boasting a staggering 90 points and still not promoted. Unbelievable stuff. But we've got your merchandise, everybody. As you can see, One Leeds have partnered with Back 4. Right there. Get all your summer gear. I've got a couple of bits here, 2 or 3 bits of t-shirts that you can check out. As I say, the lovely peacock feather there. We've got Georgie says, let's go as well. But we've got loads of hoodies, everybody. We've got loads of bits and bats. We've got Archie Gray bits. We've got Ellen Road bits, all in the link in the description below. Well worth. We've got Patreon bits as well. Generation Leeds being filmed in person today. Staggeringly lucky, you lot. Make sure you check out link in the description below. YouTube memberships also available. Hit the join button. You get preferential treatment on all the comments when we go live on match day and the debrief and all that sort of good stuff. £2 a month. All proceeds go towards the channel. So let's get into it. Aston Villa. It looks like Villa are the topic of conversation today on this specific One Leeds video when it comes to the big breaking news. Apparently, Unai Emery, regardless of what happens in the summer with Leeds United, has name-checked, according to reports today, Crysencio Summerville as one of Aston Villa's summer targets. Now, this is really, really interesting because Villa have got a plethora, really, of talent when it comes to Rodgers, when it comes to Bailey, when it comes to Diaby. They have got a whole host of players available who can cause damage in the Premier League. Would Cree be coming in as a backup? I don't know. Obviously, Rodgers was doing well in the Championship, then obviously was taken by Villa. I mean, where on earth would Cree Summerville fit? But listen, would he be okay with coming in as a bit of a deputy option? So, being told that he needs to win the shirt of one of the wingers, I think that's, a real motivation for someone like Cree Summerville. He's loving his time at Leeds United. But if we are to remain in the Championship, touch wood, that never happens. But if we are to remain in the Championship, I just can't see him being at Leeds United. What's he got? 20 goals, 10 assists. It's unbelievable. From out wide as well. He's just been a staggering addition to the Championship this season. And there is an argument he's the best player the Championship has ever seen. And that's credit to him, credit to Farke, credit to the staff. But, it's credit to the Leeds players as well who've been around him for a long, long time now and seen his development and seen how he can hit that next level and helped him along the way. I know a lot of the players, including Pat Bamford, were talking about him recently and saying that he needed to really develop in terms of his raw game last season and even the season before. But they all knew the potential was there. And this season he's come back a completely different player. So Villa apparently looking at Crysencio Summerville. So this is, once again, all the importance of Leeds getting back to the Premier League. Because if Leeds do get back to the Premier League, they're just going to turn around to Villa and say, look, it's 40 million plus. And if he is just going to be a bench option for an Aston Villa behind Diaby, behind Bailey and co, then are they going to really pay above 40 million quid if Leeds are able to demand that fee in the Premier League? I'm not 100% sure Leeds will be able to demand that fee in the Championship because I think we'll be led a little bit by the Premier League clubs who are evidently going to come in for him. So that's going to be a bit of a stickling point for Leeds and Premier League clubs, and presumably negotiations will go on throughout the summer, but we don't want to think about that. If we're to get back to the Premier League, you feel that maybe he'll give us a season and then maybe look at moving on. But hopefully he doesn't. Cree's been an excellent addition. Okay, so there has been a few reports this morning as well looking at the Borough end of contract gang. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Luke Ayling, who has notched 5 assists in 17 appearances, a very good return. But according to Borough's Borough side of things, they may not be taking Luke Ayling up as a permanent option. And why is this the case? Well, obviously they've got Tommy Smith there as right back, has a little bit of experience. Luke Ayling's got in there has the experience as well, has played pretty much every single game, which has been excellent for Luke. His assists have been really good. Maybe he was missed the other night against Leeds United in terms of an experienced vet. Obviously, Greenwood couldn't play the other night as well, but you're expecting Greenwood to come back. He's not done well at all, but obviously Luke has the option to go to Middlesbrough at the end of the season if they want to exercise that. But from a Borough's perspective, according to a few sources this morning, his wages might be a little bit high. Obviously, Luke's come down and obviously slashed those Premier League wages and all that sort of stuff. But Borough, according to several reports up there, are suggesting that they may be looking at a younger option. So Luke may have to go somewhere else. So keep an eye on that one. Jack Harrison was playing the other night in the derby, and I just picked up what Wayne Rooney said at half-time. And I thought he was just a little bit funny because it's Jack Harrison, it's Leeds United, it's the link. And I was watching Jack last night and I thought, God, there are so many hallmarks of him at Leeds. You know, his incredible touch, his decision-making been quite poor. He's just in and out of game stages, in and out of performances. You know, there's a lot of Everton fans, Mike from Blue Boys Network, who, you know, we've linked up with a lot on the channel, who pretty much have just said that he's a championship player. So interesting from the Everton side of things, how they are just not sorted on him whatsoever. And I've always said this about Jack Harrison. He's an average player who overperformed for Marcelo Bielsa. And the reason he gets so much credit and so much stuff in the bank is because he was under Marcelo Bielsa and was part of Bielsa's boys. And I think there's a lot of players from that era who maybe get a lot of sort of slack from Leeds United fans because they were part of that Bielsa team, if you actually look at the players who were involved in it. But yeah, he said that Harrison, not so much with the ball, but work rate he's putting in was really good. He helped get the fans involved and made it into a derby. I mean, Rooney, it's a bit of a loose quote. I mean, I don't really know what that means. Was he cheering the fans up? It didn't look like he was. Harrison's not that type of guy. But once again, it's of the mould of Crysencio Summerville. Will he be attracting interest in the summer? I don't know. Dyche has played in pretty much every single game since he's been there. He really likes him. I think the work ethic's something that he really sort of prefers in a Dyche system. So Harrison and Dyche, it's almost like a match made in heaven, really. The quality is kind of put to the side a little bit. I know a lot of Everton fans will be starting Dan Juma ahead of Jack Harrison, but Harrison starts all the time with obviously Dwight McNeil on the other side and Dominic Calvert-Lewin through the middle. But Everton fans are just not happy with him at all. So it's going to be interesting to see his summer progression if Leeds are able to sell him, or do they to sort of lock him with amortization? Do they have to get rid of him again for another season on loan, similarly to with Brendan Aronson? But yeah, once again, Jack Harrison, these comments from Rooney definitely resonate well with Leeds fans, who obviously remember his industrious performances, but not a large amount of quality consistently for me. And the Leeds United 7 contract discussion is something I wanted to touch on this morning. So obviously Leeds have got 7 players out of contract this summer. And the reason this is quite interesting is because obviously I'm not saying Leeds will remain in the Championship, but if Leeds were to remain in the Championship, are there any of these that you guys would, keep? Obviously Luke Ayling, loyal servant, Premier League regular. And he's done quite well. He's done pretty well for Borough. 5 assists, as I mentioned, 17 goals. An overall tally of 268 games for Leeds United. And when you look at it, 268 games, 21 assists. He's already got 5 assists in 17 games for Borough. It's not bad, is it? But yeah, happy reading for Luke Ayling, but I don't think I'd be exercising that one to keep him at Ellen Road regardless of what happens. Lewis Bate, the deep line playmaker, obviously has earned massive reviews at MK Dons, making 19 appearances. But I think he's in a bit of a crossroads, Lewis Bate. Obviously, 21. Is he going to get an inroad at Leeds United, even if we stayed in the Championship? I just don't think so. I don't think that's going to be it's never worked for Lewis Bate. Obviously, former Academy Chelsea captain, and we all thought, oh my God, when he signed, have we just signed an upcoming prodigy here? It hasn't worked out like that. Chelsea were really upset about him leaving. Hasn't really worked out similarly to West Ham United when Perkins left. Hasn't worked out at Leeds United for Perkins. And it just shows the youth development is so important in caring for these players. Sam Byram, full circle. He's done well, Sam Byram, for a free transfer. Injuries still absolutely everywhere with him. I'm not sure. I know he'd ease the turnover when it comes to whatever happens in the summer. Leeds stay in the Championship. Leeds go up to the Premier League. But I think at 30 years old, keeping him around is potentially the wrong option for me. Liam Cooper, end of an era with Dallas retiring, it feels like at this moment in time, 32 years of age. He said he wouldn't mind staying at Leeds, and would Leeds exercise that option if they were to stay in the Championship? I wouldn't be surprised, but it is a no from me. Cody Drame, I don't know about you guys, but it's a bit of a short story, to be honest. He's totted up only 10 games for Leeds, and he's on loan with Championship strugglers. Birmingham City can't see that, it sort of ended with a bit of a problematic ending, really, didn't it? So Cody Drame's a no for me. Ian Poveda, massive. He's done really well, but massive clubs on his CV: Barca, Chelsea, Arsenal. He's been a big part of the Sheffield Wednesday clan as well, and maybe they'll take him up on a permanent, but I wouldn't be keeping him. And Jamie Shackleton, perhaps the best placed person to earn himself a new contract. I don't know. He can be deployed anywhere, really, but is he deployed anywhere with relatively good effect? I'm not 100% sure, but I'd be interested to know what you guys, regardless of what happens at the end of the season, would you be keeping any of those in contract? What would you be doing with Jack Harrison at the end of the year? Villa and Summerville, does that worry you a little bit? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We'll be back with a QPR preview a bit later on, everybody. If you want to see an extended preview, you can check that out on the Patreon. It's been an absolute pleasure. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.